Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Stats Cosmos. In my last video, we have covered by the basics of discussion like meaning, definition, types, uses and applications. In this video, we are going to cover linear regression and its types, definition of simple linear regression, formation of regression lines, properties of regression coefficients and applications of simple linear regression. Let's try to know what is linear regression and its types. Linear regression endeavors to demonstrate the connection between two variables by fitting a linear equation to observed information. One variable is viewed as an explanatory variable and the other is viewed as a dependent variable. That is, it is used for learning the linear relationship between the target and one or more forecasters. And it is probably one of the most popular and well inferential algorithms in statistics. Now let's see what are the types of linear regression. There are two types under linear regression. One is simple linear regression and other one is multiple linear regression. In this video, we are going to cover simple linear regression. Let's see what is the definition of simple linear regression. It is a regression model that estimates the relationship between one independent variable and one dependent variable using a straight line. Both variables should be quantitative. That is, we aim to reveal the relationship between a single independent variable and a corresponding dependent variable by using simple linear regression. Now I'd like to look at our next topic, formation of regression lines. That is, the points in the scatter diagram will cluster around some curve called the curve of regression. If the curve is a straight line, it is called the line of regression. The line of regression is the line of best fit obtained by the principle of least squares. Here I want to explain two things to you. One is what is scatter diagram and what is least squares method and what do you mean by principle of least squares. If the values of the data are plotted on the x and y axis respectively in the xy plane, the diagram of the dots so obtained is known as scatter diagram. It is sometimes also called as dot chart. From the scatter diagram, we can form a fairly good idea whether the variables are correlated or not. For example, if the points are very close to each other, we should expect a fairly good amount of correlation between the variables, and if the points are widely scattered, a poor correlation is expected. Now let us see what is least squares method. A statistical technique that fits a straight line to a scatter diagram by using the shortest vertical distances of all the points from the straight line. The equation derived by this method will yield a regression line that best fits the data. The principle of least squares is the best fitting line with the smallest sum of squared residuals. There are some assumptions under this principle of least squares. They are the other variables that affect the response are controlled and residuals are independent and normally distributed with a mean of 0 and constant variance. No uncertainty is expected in X. These are the basic assumptions under the principle of least squares. Now let us suppose that in the bivariate distribution, X is the independent variable and Y is the dependent variable, and let us consider the line of regression as Y is equal to A plus BX. This form of equation before also I think you must have seen in the form of Y is equal to MX plus C, where M is the slope and C is the intercept. Here also B is the slope and A is the intercept. X is independent variable and Y is the dependent variable. According to the principle of least squares, the normal equations for estimating A and B are summation yi is equal to na plus b summation xi, where summation is over I is equal to 1 to n. Summation xi yi is equal to A summation xi plus b summation xi square, where again the summation is over I is equal to 1 to n. Let us consider these two normal equations as equation 2 and 3. Let us now divide the equation 2 by n. We get 1 by n summation yi is equal to na by n plus b summation xi by n. As we all know, the formula for mean as sum of the observations by number of observations, x bar is equal to 1 by n summation xi and y bar is equal to 1 by n summation yi. So in place of 1 by n summation yi, now we can write y bar, and in place of 1 by n summation xi, we can write x bar. After substituting this in equation 2, after dividing it with n, we get y bar is equal to a plus b x bar. Let us now consider this equation as equation 4. Thus, the line of regression of y on x passes through the point x bar and y bar. We have the formulas for covariance and variance as covariance of x comma y is equal to 1 by n summation xi yi minus x bar y bar. We can write this in terms of 1 by n summation xi yi as covariance of x comma y plus x bar y bar. Let us consider it as fifth equation. And we also have variance of x formula as 1 by n summation xi square minus x bar whole square. 1 by n summation xi square can be written as variance of x plus x bar square from before formula. Let us consider that as equation 6. Now, let us divide equation 3 by n. After dividing the equation 3 by n, we get 1 by n summation xi yi is equal to a into summation xi by n plus b into summation xi square by n. Let us now substitute equation 5 and equation 6 in equation 7. So we get covariance of x comma y plus x bar y bar is equal to a x bar plus b into, in place of 1 by n summation xi square, let me show you. From the equation 5, 1 by n summation xi yi can be written as covariance of x comma y plus x bar y bar. And from equation 6, 1 by n summation xi square can be written as variance of x plus x bar square. After writing it, finally we are going to get covariance of x comma y plus x bar y bar is equal to a x bar plus b into variance of x plus x bar square. Let us now multiply with x bar on both sides of equation 4. Let us see equation 4 once. Equation 4 is y bar is equal to a plus b x bar. After multiplying it with x bar, we are going to get x bar y bar is equal to a x bar plus b x bar square. Now, by substituting equation 9 in equation 8, we get covariance of x comma y plus a x bar plus b x bar square, which is equal to a x bar plus, let us multiply b inside, so that we are going to get b into variance of x plus b x bar square. As we can see, both sides a x bar plus b x bar square common, we can cancel both, and we are going to get covariance of x comma y as b into variance of x. From that, how can we find out b is covariance of x comma y divided by variance of x. 1 by n summation x. Since b is the slope of the limit of regression of y on x and passes through the point x bar comma y bar, its equation is y minus y bar is equal to b into x minus x bar, and we got b as covariance of x comma y by variance of x. Let us substitute into the equation, and we also have the correlation coefficient formula as r is equal to covariance of x comma y by the product of the two standard deviations x and y, that is covariance of x comma y by sigma x into sigma y. Let us substitute that into this formula. Covariance of x comma y can be written as r into the standard deviation of y into standard deviation of x, divided by variance of x can be written as standard deviation of x whole square. So when we cancel one standard deviation of x of the numerator with the standard deviation of x in the denominator, we are left with r into standard deviation of y by standard deviation of x. And finally, we get the equation as y minus y bar is equal to r into standard deviation of y by standard deviation of x into x minus x bar, which is a linear equation of y on x. Similarly, if we start with x equal to a plus by, taking x as the dependent variable and y as the independent variable, and b is slope, a is intercept, and continuing in the same above manner, we are going to get x on y equation as x minus x bar is equal to r into standard deviation of x by standard deviation of y into y minus y bar. This is how to form the regression lines. Now let's see what are the properties of regression coefficients byx and bxy. The first property is correlation is the geometric mean of regression coefficients. As we have b as in terms of x on y equation, the b coefficient can be written as r into sigma x by sigma y. In terms of y on x equation, b coefficient can be written as r into sigma y by sigma x. By taking the product of both and if we apply the square root, we are going to get r value. And the second property is if one regression coefficient is greater than unity, the other must be the less than unity. Both are inversely proportional. Regression coefficients are independent of change in origin but not of scale. And we have the fourth property as arithmetic mean of regression coefficient is greater than the correlation coefficient. And the last property is the product of two regression coefficients always either equal to 1 or it is less than 1. These are the properties of regression coefficients. Now let us see what are the applications of simple linear regression. Here I listed a few. Marks scored by students based on number of hours studied. Here, marks scored in exams are dependent and the number of hours studied is independent variable. Predicting crop yields based on the amount of rainfall. Here, yield is the dependent variable while the measure of precipitation is an independent variable. Next, we have predicting the salary of a person based on years of experience. Here, experience becomes the independent while salary turns into the dependent variable. These are the few applications of simple linear regression. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much all for watching this video.